Now at 7, a Portland pizzeria getting national attention for backlash and its online posts mentioning ICE. What the posts say and how the owner is responding. And later,
having a gun pulled on them, it's just super frightening, especially in my high school.
Kids left terrified after a fight on a MAX train led to a high school lockdown. The details in that story coming up at 7:30.
And as snow picks up in the mountains overnight and into tomorrow, we're breaking down what this latest wintry system could mean for travel. Sunrise streaming live at 7 starts right now.
good morning and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis standing by with a look at the weather and traffic. And Rod, we're standing by for the potential of snow this evening.
Yes, so remember.
Oh, there you go.
Boom.
The weather.
Now it's your turn.
Impact. Alert. Now it's my turn. All right. Tonight into tomorrow morning has been for a couple days now, maybe 3, the best chance of any snow this week. So we'll see what we end up with. Certainly we're expecting increasing moisture this evening, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. We have the impact alert up from 8 p.m. until 8 a.m. tomorrow. A mix of snow and wet spots. The temperature range tonight is probably going to be anywhere from freezing at 30, the parts of the valley more like 36. So be aware of conditions. They will be varied, and we'll talk more about that coming up in our show. It will be a developing low dropping down from the north. That will be the moisture trigger. Right now, it's dry up and down I-5. Pretty quiet start to our day. We do have wet conditions, as you can see, along the coast. Good visibility underneath the cloud cover and a temperature that's warmer than I thought it would be this morning. We're at 37 degrees. There are only a few spots that are reporting 30, 32 in the valley. Showers increasing this morning, 41 at noon. It could be a wintry mix at times. We had hail reports yesterday, 40 at 5 p.m. And then again, starting later this evening, that chance of seeing snow transition to rain. Here's Chris.
All right, Rod, one of the areas that did pick up a little bit of recurring snow overnight in the Oregon Coast Range and at the beach. And so with that in mind, the Lincoln County School District running on a 2-hour delay, Sheridan Schools on a 2-hour delay, as is Oregon Coast Community College. So be aware of that. We've got those scrolling across the bottom of your screen. The biggest traffic trouble spot right now, this I-205 south of West Lynn. An earlier crash cleared about 20 minutes ago. So that's the good news. No word on any injuries with that, but there remains a backup. And there you can see at Highway 43 here, traffic is pretty thick for about 3 miles or so back to the Abernathy Bridge. Clackamas south of Tualatin right now is about a 25-minute ride. China?
Thank you, Chris. Higher elevations in the Coast Range are expected to see more snow as we get into the second half of the week.
State agencies are already urging drivers to be careful in areas where the snowpack will be heavier. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live from Government Camp. Corey, what's it looking like out there?
Yeah, good morning, Matthew, China. We are here at Government Camp where it's a nice warm 25 degrees this morning, and we are seeing snowy conditions. Very light snow, though. I want to show you how powdery it is, though. It's not super thick. It's pretty good. You can blow it away quite nicely. Not super good for snowman conditions, but it's one thing to stand in it. It's another to drive in it. Driving conditions, not too bad on our way here from the station. As I mentioned, we are currently at Government Camp, but as we pass through different areas headed east on Highway 26, things steadily increase. Once we got into the Sandy area, that's when we really did notice the snow. Closer to rhododendron, around 1,600 feet, it also picked up, and then it became a little bit thicker out on the roadway, but so far cars seem like they're getting along nicely out on the roadways. Haven't seen much in the way of snow trucks or snow plows out this morning. So the Cascades are under a winter weather advisory through midday tomorrow. The snow expected to move in at least more steadily around tonight and into tomorrow, as Rod and Chris have been mentioning. Now on Mount Hood, we could see another 4 to 8 inches, mainly from the steady snow picking up overnight. The Coast Range looking to see some similar inches. Now, last week, Timberline saw about a solid base at about 38 feet. That was the base depth last week. We're currently sitting at 55, so this just adds to what's already been a busy stretch for wintry weather. And it's not just here either. I-84 westbound in eastern Oregon remaining closed between La Grande and Baker City due to spinouts. And those living here, though, and also some visiting, they say they're really enjoying the snowfall and what it's bringing this week.
We're heading over to Multnomah Falls, and we We've never experienced snow, so we had to stop and take pictures. It was a lot. This is the most we've ever seen. It's beautiful. The pictures, they're going to come out nice.
And I mentioned before Timberline Lodge, the base depth last week, it's actually 38 inches is what we saw, currently sitting at 55. But so snow steadily picking up, especially as we get into the overnight hours. And if you are going to be heading into the mountains tonight and into tomorrow, definitely be prepared. Take your time out on the roadways to stay safe as you travel throughout these snowy areas. Back to you.
Our Corey Johnson reporting live from Government Camp. Thank you, Corey. To new developments in the legal fight over the use of tear gas outside Portland's ICE facility. On Tuesday, a judge extended a temporary order limiting the use of tear gas and other munitions.
Meanwhile, new court documents indicate the federal government may have misrepresented some of the evidence it used in its arguments. Catherine Cook takes a look.
Tear gas and pepper balls rained down outside Portland's ICE building during a weekend of riots earlier this year. Days later, a federal judge ordered DHS officers at the ICE facility to stop using less than lethal weapons on nonviolent protesters unless they're a threat to officers. On Tuesday, 2 weeks after that initial ruling, Judge Michael Simon found what he called good cause to extend the TRO by 14 days. In newly released court documents, plaintiffs raised several discovery issues, including, perhaps most notably, one around this video. It was posted to the official DHS account.
In Portland, Oregon, as Antifa terrorists have surged against our federal facilities, our officers have survived their attacks.
But other than this image of downtown Portland, it appears the feds used footage from outside an ICE facility in Broadview, Illinois. Court documents claim DHS erased a watermark from the journalist who captured the footage. A quick internet search provided more context. This video from The Independent shows ICE agents in Illinois detaining a protester holding a Captain America shield. Back to the video DHS claimed to show Portland, it looks the same, down to the Captain America shield. Plaintiffs say they're still waiting for defendants to produce internal communications showing who created the DHS video and who approved it.
That was Catherine Cook reporting. Court documents also show that plaintiffs are waiting for DHS to produce other evidence, including body camera footage and documents.
New this morning, a pizza restaurant in Multnomah Village receiving online backlash after sharing an anti-ICE post on its website.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us from Taste Bud. So Thomas, what did this post say?
Yeah, guys, the original post said things like abolish ICE, free Palestine, Black Lives Matter, trans women are women, and also included an expletive-laced comment about ICE. That original post has since been replaced by one urging common sense. Here is that original post. We blurred a couple areas where there were a couple curse words mentioned, and this post by Taste Bud has blown up online. A conservative X account called Libs of TikTok called the restaurant's post an unhinged anti-ICE rant and added, quote, "I guess if you support ICE, they don't want your business." The restaurant has also been targeted with bad Yelp reviews since the post, though in a statement, Taste Bud's owner Mark Dockstader said in part, quote, "I want to be clear. Taste Bud does not turn anyone away based on political beliefs. If you walk through our doors ready to share a meal respectfully, you're welcome here." The comments and reviews circulating online are largely coming from people who don't live around here and have never visited Taste Bud. The response from our actual community in Portland has been steady and supportive. The owner of Taste Bud also says that the restaurant will be open today. It will be focused on making good pizzas and also having a welcoming environment for its customers. Matthew, China.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live. Thank you, Thomas. In an update, Oregon's Attorney General is celebrating the end of a legal fight over President Donald Trump's attempt to send National Guard troops to Portland. A federal judge has agreed to let the federal government drop its appeal of a November decision that barred the attempted Guard deployment. In a statement, Attorney General Dan Rayfield called the decision a win for Oregon and that it shows no one is above the law. Last month, Governor Tina Kotek confirmed that the remaining troops deployed have all returned home.
It's 7:09, time for another check of the forecast, and we are taking a live look out at the Astoria sky cam, which was covered in a nice dusting of snow yesterday. It doesn't look too bad right now, but we're headed over to Rod. So, Rod, what
Yes.
are things looking like for this evening?
Yeah, let's jump right into that. That snow did melt during the day yesterday, to your point, Matthew, up there on the hill. That's 600 feet, the base of the column. Here's Futurecast. This is 8 o'clock tonight. So I've got an impact alert up starting at 8 tonight, ending at 8 tomorrow morning. That's the 12-hour window that I, as a forecaster, will be watching precipitation trends. So here is at 8 o'clock. Moisture obviously gathering and increasing to our west. The blue is snow, the green is rain. So no issues. If we're exactly correct, this is only one model. 10 o'clock tonight still shows it's rain in Portland, but the snow is advancing into the western portions of the valley. And then here we are after midnight at 2 a.m. Now we've got snow up and down much of the valley, but there are wet spots. The green is a wet spot. The green is a wet spot up along the Columbia River, where temperatures would not be down to freezing. It could actually be kind of a rain mix as well. And then here we are early tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Whatever we end up with is starting to push out. So I still think the best wording is scattered dustings. I'll be surprised if somebody doesn't have a dusting of snow tomorrow morning. Scattered dustings, a mix of that and other spots to stay above freezing. If you're up in the hills on the west side, maybe you get a few inches of snow. All right, we've got mostly wet conditions at the coast right now. It's been a dry start to our day up and down I-5. Forest Grove is 30, but most of us have been holding above freezing. There's downtown Portland, in fact, at 38, and there is Salem at 35 degrees. Like yesterday, scattered showers statewide, getting up into the 40s coast and valley, but snow showers in the 30s out east. We have the winter weather advisory continuing for the Coast Range and the Cascades. The KGW weather impact alert mainly for this evening, overnight into early tomorrow morning. We'll see what kind of icy roads or snow dustings that we end up with or not. Then we're dry on Friday and the temperature patterns start to warm with showers this coming weekend. Here's Chris McGinnis.
Just got an update here from Lincoln County. Lincoln County School District now reporting they have decided to close. Not sure what happened. There it goes. Lincoln County School District closed, of course, because of overnight weather along the coast. Meanwhile, we'll switch gears here and show you the 2-hour delays that remain in effect for Sheridan and for the Oregon Coast Community College as well, running on a 2-hour delay. All right, just getting word from TriMet of some MAX delays because of an earlier issue near the Sunset Transit Center. The MAX Blue Line right now to Gresham is running on 15-minute delays. Back to your freeway drive, we've got a little slowing still on I-205 southbound. That because of an earlier crash just past the West Lynn area. That crash cleared about 45 minutes ago, but the drive's still a little extra thick. This is what it looks like near Highway 43. Right now, your drive from Clackamas south to Tualatin averaging about 26 minutes. China, Matthew, back to you.
Chris, thank you. Still to come on Sunrise, we are live in Milan with the latest on the Blade Angels and their chances for an Olympic medal. Don't go anywhere. Streaming live at 7 continues right after this.
I'm Matthew Herchick, new morning anchor at KGW. I'm a huge sports fan, and I know I might be from the Buckeye State, but I'm excited to explore what the Rose City has to offer. I want to make sure you're prepared for the day, whether it's bringing you breaking news or sharing those inspirational stories that make you smile. We've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Portland's #1 streaming newscast, Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
day 12 at the 2026 Winter Olympics, and it's a packed day of competition with some superstars competing for Team USA.
Yeah, Anne-Marie Tiernan joins us live from Milan. All right, Anne-Marie, before we get to the action on the ice, sounds like we have some big news, another Milan engagement.
Well, that's right. A power couple here that has been a couple for 4 years, a couple that met at the Beijing Games in 2022 that spent time together in COVID. Today, popped the question, said I do, and are planning a future together. We're talking about Hillary Knight, who is the captain of the women's hockey team, and Brittany Bowe, who is a longtime speed skater out of Florida. So these two ladies have been in a committed relationship for 4 years, and right before that gold medal game tomorrow, Hillary's making sure that her future is going to have Brittany by her side. So they posted up on Instagram saying that the Olympics brought them together, and these games are leading to forever. So congratulations to them. This is the second engagement. You might remember that Breezy Johnson, when she got down at the end of one of her runs, her boyfriend Connor Watkins was waiting there with the box that had an inscription from Taylor Swift on it, and she said yes. He said he had been planning this for a year. So using some of this spotlight and some of this momentum to also make plans for what comes next. So congratulations. And I tell you what, after they posted in the last hour, I mean, it went viral so fast. I mean, there were 10,000 likes in a matter of minutes. And the names, the list of the names are the who's who of Team USA and some of the announcers and celebrities who have been following this couple, that know this couple, and are wishing them congratulations. Lots of excitement over that union.
A memory made. All right, Anne-Marie, let's talk about figure skating now and the so-called Blade Angels. A lot going on there.
Yeah, you know, you do feel for you know, Alyssa Liu did amazing, and you do feel for Amber Glenn. You could tell afterwards she was just broken. I mean, there's really just, it's very unlikely that she would get a place on the podium. And she actually is the reigning American champion. She beat Alyssa Liu in St. Louis just last month before the Olympics. But Alyssa Liu is the Olympic veteran. She's been to the Olympics before. She knows the spotlight, she knows the stage, and she was able to pull it all together mentally, physically, technically, and just execute beautifully, like a Blade Angel. So she is sitting in third. The big competition is coming from the Japanese skaters. They also had a trio of skaters. They landed first, second, and fourth. Alyssa's sitting there at third. Our other skaters for Team USA are at 8th and at 13th. So they all will advance to the finals. Those are tomorrow. Alyssa Liu in the best position right now to get a medal for Team USA. Again, a dearth. We've had a drought in this. 20 years since we've had a medal in women's figure skating individual. No gold, no silver, no bronze since 2006. So tomorrow might be the day that that is broken.
Yeah,
Back
long overdue. We'll certainly be rooting for Alyssa Liu. Anne-Marie Tiernan reporting live from Milan. Thank you very much, Anne-Marie.
All right, now we're going to go live to our figure skating resident expert here, Rod Hill. So you're talking about how if they don't do a required skill, they get zero. There's no winning.
So figure skating, you turn in your protocol sheet. So the judges know exactly what your program is. Each element that you have listed in your program is worth certain points. There are required elements. One of those required elements is a triple jump. And if that particular jump comes and you're not in the right spot and you just do a single or double rotation, even if it looks beautiful, you get 0 points. And for the most part, that's what happened to Amber yesterday. And it was just heartbreaking because getting 0 points in this level of competition, you can't rebound from that.
So when you mean,
unless everybody else falters,
right.
You're stuck.
When you say in the right spot, do you mean like mindset or like she was too close to the
wall?
wall?
I asked my daughter about this because the fact of the matter is, even if you would attempt the triple rotation jump and fall or not land it, you would still get some points for it because you attempted it, you would just get reductions. But Natasha, my beautiful daughter, said, well, it's not that easy, Dad. Sometimes you're just not in the right spot, and you can feel that it happens in a split second, and the next thing you know, you've missed the element. And then you get a big fat 0 on the scorecard
What a
for
shame.
that part. Yeah,
it's tough.
Very, very unforgiving. And as mentioned in the story, I'll get to Timberline Lodge. Ambers are reigning, I believe, back-to-back U.S. national champion. Alyssa Liu, though, in third place is the reigning world champion from Worlds last year. And again, in third place right now. All right, here's our Timberline Lodge camera. We have snow on the ground. That looks rather snowy, doesn't it? Our Corey Johnson up at Government Camp reporting live for us moments ago, updating the fact that the base at Timberline is now, 55, 56 inches, something like that. So the snowpack is doing this. It's going up. It's going up. So that's good news. They're under a winter weather advisory, both the Cascades and the Coast Range through tomorrow. Most of this new 4 to 8 inches expected will come tonight into tomorrow morning, change traction tires, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, valley snow chances tonight. My wording is likely snow and a likely wet mix. I really like our chances of some areas. They look to be best if you live west of I-5, getting some scattered dustings of snow on the ground. That would mean a little bit to maybe an inch, but the temperature range tonight, 30 to 36. So some of the modeling basically keeps all of the Metro Valley above freezing, which would be maybe some snow passing in the grass, but nothing on the road. So it's one of those marginal events. We're all used to this if you've lived here for a while. Cold spots and Metro Hills, mainly out in Washington and Yamaha counties, would have the best chance of maybe pick up a few inches of snow from the passing moisture overnight. Now, right now, we're pretty quiet. Up and down I-5, it's been dry for hours, and the moisture has pretty much been holding at bay along the coast where it's primarily rain, and the snow up along the west slope of the Coast Range. We have 34 in Newport, 35 Salem, Portland, Kelso 37. I thought it'd be colder because I thought there would be some breaks in the cloud cover going into this morning. We did expect it to be mainly dry, but the clouds have been solid, and only a few spots, Battleground is one of them, and McMinnville's another, have dropped down to the freezing mark. Here's Futurecast showing increasing showers during the day, kind of what we saw yesterday. We did have hail reports yesterday, so again, kind of a wintry mix is a possibility. Here's 11 o'clock tonight. There's the increasing moisture starting to come in, and eventually we'll see a lot of that transition from rain to passing snow showers. So we have the impact alert up in red for that possibility of snow and icy roads that could lead to overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. As we just discussed, it's one of those mornings where we're not sure if we're going to get cold enough to really have issues or not. We're all dry on Friday, and then finally we start to see rising temperatures with showers over the weekend. By Sunday, we're back up to 52. I believe the snow level on Sunday in the afternoon for the Cascades will go up above 4,000 feet. That's up above Government Camp. All right, here is Chris McGinnis.
Good week for skiing, though, nonetheless, right? Let's get you out the door. New trouble, something, I'm not sure what, but something is hanging up the commute right now on the northbound Markham Bridge. We'll look right there. I'm not sure if we've got a stall or a fender bender or what. So that's northbound Markham right near the off-ramp to Interstate 84. I'll keep you posted on that, but there is a little bit of a delay starting to build around that. Also, some earlier trouble on 205 south of Westland. That crash cleared quite a while ago, but the drive time's still a little extra busy. We're just shy of 30 minutes to get you in from Clackamas south to Tualatin. Matthew, China?
Chris, thank you. The dangerous conditions near Lake Tahoe are slowing rescue crews after a backcountry avalanche leaves 10 skiers missing. The latest on the search efforts coming up when Sunrise, streaming live at 7, continues in just 2 minutes.
Hi, I'm Christine Padawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
Highly dangerous weather conditions are making it hard for rescue crews to get more than a dozen skiers, most still trapped or missing after a backcountry avalanche in California not far from Lake Tahoe. 9 people are missing while another 6 have been confirmed safe. Sheriff's deputies say the group included 4 ski guides and a dozen clients. They say there is still a high risk for avalanche for the area as well. Nearly 4 dozen first responders are working to try and get to them. And it's now been 17 days since Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. The Pima County Sheriff's Office in Tucson says that DNA collected from a glove found approximately 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home has yielded no results. Now at this point, there have been no confirmed matches in the federal database. However, deputies say that is not the end. Investigators are now turning to partial DNA found at the home. The sheriff has not said where in the home the DNA was found.
I heard a cop scream, get on the floor. You know, he had a pistol pulled out on like 2 kids.
Still ahead, how a fight on a MAX train led to a high school 12 blocks away to go into lockdown. We will have the details on that story coming up in the next half hour.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community,
Or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between.
We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
We are coming up on 7:29 on your Wednesday morning drive. Start off with some news oh goodness, I apologize for the little typo here, but Lincoln County School Districts and now the Oregon Coast Community College reporting that they have called it a day. They've closed because of weather overnight early this morning along the Oregon coast. All right, back to the freeway drive. Our two slow spots actually, northbound I-5 over the Markham Bridge. Something's hanging up the drive there. Haven't been able to identify it, but it's a little slow. And I-205 through West Lynn, an earlier crash cleared, but the drive south from Clackamas to Tualatin is still running a little thick at about 26 minutes. Rod?
All right, Chris, thank you for that. Well, Chris mentioned the difficulties down Lincoln County. It's been a rainy morning along the coast there. It has been quickly jumping into snow as you get up into elevation. So far, we're still mainly dry up and down I-5. Good visibility under the clouds and not that bad temperature-wise. PDX holding at 37 and most, not all, but most of the valley holding above freezing this morning. Increasing showers during the day. Don't forget impact alert for the potential of some light snow coverage in the valley overnight tonight into tomorrow morning.
Good morning. We are taking a live look from our Rose City Skycam overlooking downtown Portland. Tonight into tomorrow morning is our best chance to see snow here in Portland.
Sell it.
And it's your best chance to see Rodney Hill do whatever this dance he does.
No, bring it on. There we go.
There it is.
Sell it, China. Sell it. Come on.
Rodney.
The Rodster.
The Rodster.
Now, it's a mixed bag. Some people hate the thought of snow. Other people are like, we want feet of snow. So you want feet? You hate it?
No,
I want
I'm
feet of
the
snow.
former. No,
You don't want it?
No
Feet of
snow.
snow.
You want it.
He came here for the rain. my kids are waiting for the snow.
I came to
They want-
escape the
Let us
snow.
know.
So
I want either no rain, clear blue skies, or feet of snow.
All right.
No in between.
Well, okay, I can identify with that. Door. This has been where the action has been all morning. Rain along the coast and then quickly changing to snow with those low snow levels up in elevation of the coast range. Starting to pick up some flurries in Washington and Yamhill counties, but otherwise we've been dry this morning. And then real quick, since we just talked about it, and we'll get more into this coming up in the show, scattered dustings of snow, a good possibility in the Willamette Valley tonight. However, the temperature range will be anywhere from freezing to some areas holding as warm as about 36. So it's going to depend on where you are. It's one of those marginal events where some areas could say we have snow, just a coverage, and other areas will be nothing. Here is the Salem sky camera. Again, we're mainly dry this morning out the door. 35 is the temperature. And there's that camera we just showed you looking at the Moda Center up I-5, 37 degrees. So scattered showers picking up this morning. Had some hail reports yesterday, so could have some of that today. 41 degrees at noon and about 40 at 5 p.m. And then from 8 o'clock on tonight, moisture will be picking up, and we think eventually transitioning into snow showers moving into the valley. Here's Chris.
Rod, a couple of school delays and cancellations to pass along to you. They are scrolling along across the bottom of your screen. The Sheridan District is on a 2-hour delay. Lincoln County schools and the Oregon Coast Community College have called it a day, closed for today, Wednesday, because of overnight and early morning wintry weather there. All right, we also have some trouble on the MAX line right now, the MAX Blue Line specifically. TriMet reporting some earlier mechanical issues near Sunset Transit Center. There are 15-minute delays on the MAX Blue Line headed towards Gresham. All right, back to the freeway drive. Our one significant slow spot has been the southbound 205 drive through West Lynn. We had an earlier crash there. That cleared about an hour ago, but we're still residually slow, if you will. Almost 30 minutes to get you from Clackamas South to Tualatin. Matthew?
Chris, thank you. Developing this morning, a big scare for students at Portland's Lincoln High when police stormed the building yesterday chasing 2 stabbing suspects.
Police say a student accidentally let 2 suspects into the building as they fled police. The suspects, a 15-year-old and a 22-year-old, were found about 30 minutes later hiding in the school's gym, roughly 12 blocks from the original scene near City Hall. The situation began earlier with a fight on a MAX train that escalated into a stabbing. The victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive.
I heard a cop scream, get on the floor. You know, he had a pistol pulled out on like 2 kids.
We had to get in a corner and like be quiet, and like, you know, our teacher like didn't know what was going on.
I was a little nervous. It was a lot of adrenaline, like my heart was definitely beating.
And so in a letter to parents, the principal confirmed that the suspects were not students. Students tell us that they saw them dressed in black, wearing ski masks. No students were hurt in the school, and says the school says that it's reviewing security procedures now.
Meanwhile, at Heritage High in Vancouver, authorities say a student stabbed another student Tuesday afternoon in a school bathroom. Turns out the victim was able to disarm the 15-year-old suspect and escape with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say school staff contained the suspect inside the bathroom until deputies arrived and arrested them. The school is also investigating.
The U.S. Department of Education has opened a civil rights investigation against Portland Public Schools and its plans to open a center for Black student excellence.
The federal government alleges Portland Public is discriminating against students by providing program services exclusively to Black families. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us now. Thomas, you've been following this story closely for a while now.
Yeah, guys, and look, for months, Superintendent Dr. Kimberly Armstrong has reiterated over and over that this center will not just be for the use of Black students, but for all students in Portland Public Schools. Now, it is meant to address disparities, including decades of underinvestment in Black communities in Portland Public. Now, it's drawing the ire of the federal government. The Department of Education claims Oregon's biggest school district is violating the Civil Rights Act, which prohibits discrimination based on race, color, and national origin. The complaint was filed in December by a group called Defending Education, a conservative advocacy group. In a Tuesday press release, an assistant secretary for civil rights in the federal government says in part, quote, although students of many races are falling behind, PPS is reserving academic interventions and essential resources exclusively for black students. Discrimination disguised as equity is still discrimination. Now look, Portland Public Schools is not reserving academic interventions for one race of students. They have many programs in place for all of their students. And again, the center, as they've reiterated many times, is not just for black students, although it is called the Center for Black Student Excellence. Still, this has become a controversial project for PPS. They first passed a bond measure for this back in 2020 worth $60 million of voter funds. A few years later, though, very little has happened. Now they have a building in place, but the center has still not opened for students. That's something that Portland Public Schools is looking to do in the future. In regards to this investigation into civil rights, Portland Public has not responded for our request for comment. Guys.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live. Thank you, Thomas. Meantime, Portland Public Schools holding a listening session today, addressing its recent announcement to close an alternative high school. The Metropolitan Learning Center has served students since 1968 and allows high schoolers to have internships. PPS says that they are closing it due to under-enrollment and funding limitations because the district is facing $50 million in budget cuts. The session is scheduled at 6 o'clock tonight at the Metro Learning Center.
With more snow expected in the Cascades and the Coast Range and the possibility of snow in the valley, many Oregonians are getting ready for slick roads and colder temperatures.
But it's not just about what happens outside. Experts say now is a time to protect your home before freezing temperatures. Corey Johnson joins us live with a few steps that could save you money. Corey.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew. China, when temperatures drop below freezing, especially overnight, experts say the biggest risk to homeowners is frozen pipes. So according to AAA, there are a few steps that you can take in order to save yourself a little bit of money in the long run. And that includes disconnecting your water hoses, shutting off exterior faucets, and insulating exposed pipes ahead of the snow. That can definitely help. And you should also let indoor faucets drip overnight and open up cabinet doors to keep warm air circulating. AAA also recommending clearing out your gutters to prevent any icy buildup and keeping your thermostat set to at least 55 degrees if you're away to avoid any costly damage also. So the majority of the snow event we are expecting will impact the mountains, but in other areas it's still important to keep these tips in mind for freezing temperatures because they can still cause problems at your home. Back to you.
Our Corey Johnson reporting live from Government Camp. Thank you very much, Corey. Salem out there.
All right, headed over to Rod Hill. Some snow on the ground over there for sure. We know that. But here, a possibility.
Yes. By the way, pretty up at Government Camp, right? Nice and white out there behind Corey this morning. Temperatures are in the mid-20s, by the way, up on the hill. Here's the headline for tonight. KGW weather impact alert for the best chance so far this winter of seeing any snow, period. Okay, so moisture is going to be picking up this evening. I think it's likely this will turn into snow, at least in the air in some areas, to a wet mix. The problem tonight, the models are starting to actually increasingly bite on the fact that it may not get freezing. I think it's possible that some areas will be down to 30, while many areas could be 34, 35, 36. So that would lead to scattered dustings of snow expected in the valley, maybe some areas on the roads, other areas in the grass, and in other locations, just nothing but being wet. Coldest spots, and including up in the Metro Hills on the west side this time around, where there could be a dusting to an inch to maybe even 3 or 4 if we get a little explosive pop of the precipitation rates. Again, that's what we're watching for this evening, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Right now, we finally have some light snow advancing over the Coast Range, starting to roll through into the McMinnville area, it looks like. Portland, Salem, and Vancouver have been dry all morning. That's still the case. 35 in Wilsonville, downtown Portland 38, Salem 35, also 35 degrees down in Albany. Our pet of the day this morning, beautiful, really fluffy cat. That's Adelion. Use the email address, petoftheday@kgw.com. Send the photo and we'll make your pet our pet of the day. Like yesterday, low 40s basically with scattered showers on the west side, scattered snow showers in the 30s, central and eastern Oregon today. The impact alert mainly for the chance of that snow overnight tonight into tomorrow morning and the icy roads that could also lead to. Otherwise, both days 43, dry on Friday, warming temperatures with showers this upcoming weekend. Here's Chris.
Hey, Rod, thank you for that. Let's get chatted over the look at the roads. We'll start off with this. Upper deck, top deck at the Markham Bridge. We had something that was hanging up the drive there just a few minutes ago. Whatever it was has cleared, but as we go down towards McAdam and Corbett, you can see that northbound I-5 is running a little thick there. With that in mind, the drive-in from Wilsonville has jumped up to about 23 minutes at last check. Not bad. The other slow spot, still I-205 south of West Lynn. So we had an earlier crash there about an hour and a half ago. Crash cleared a while ago, but the residual delay remains. And with that in mind, your trip south from Clackamas to Tualatin is up to about 26, maybe 27 minutes. Also, over on the west side, know this, the Max Blue Line still reporting delays of up to 15 minutes to Gresham because of some earlier mechanical issues near the Sunset Transit Center. China, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, so a federal judge has ruled that Buffalo Wild Wings can continue using the term boneless wings on its menu. The decision rejects a lawsuit filed back in 2023. We'll have more details coming up.
So they want this quasi-liquid layer to be as thin as possible so that they can actually change direction and go.
And it's a lot of science for early morning, but trust me, this one is super interesting. Get ready for science lessons about ice as your coverage of Winter Olympics continues in just 2 minutes.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Well, as we glide through week 2 of the Winter Olympics, it turns out not all winter sports want the same conditions.
And this morning, Chris McGinnis breaks down the science behind what makes ice slippery and shares a practical takeaway for those navigating our winter roads.
You don't need to be a meteorologist to know that ice is slippery. But did you know that each winter sport has its own desired level of slickness? Professor Michael Crosser, I thought frozen was frozen.
No, not all ice is created equal. In fact, the slipperiness comes from a thin layer of water on the surface that acts as a lubricant.
So the slickness depends on the thickness?
Let's explain.
For decades, scientists argued over where that slippery layer came from.
To make it slippery, you have to have a lubrication layer.
Early ideas blamed pressure or friction.
That is an effect right around freezing, but that doesn't explain how you can still skate on ice at lower temperatures than that.
And you're telling me this is all because of this quasi-liquid layer and the molecular structure of the ice itself?
Ice is a crystal. It's got a crystal structure. All that means is that they're ordered in a very particular way. But if you get up to an interface with air, for instance, now these molecules don't have instructions telling them to be anywhere from above. So you have this transition layer where even though this water is cold enough to be ice, it is a quasi-liquid layer.
That layer is incredibly thin, but it controls how slippery the ice feels.
The slipperiness of the ice is very dependent on how thick this water layer is, and that depends very strongly on what the temperature of the ice is.
That's why winter sports tune their ice differently.
Hockey rinks tend to keep their ice about 10 degrees Fahrenheit colder than freezing.
Colder ice means more grip.
Hockey players need to be able to change direction very easily, and so they need that extra grip. So they want this quasi-liquid layer to be as thin as possible so that they can actually change direction and go.
And the same science explains why ice in the Northwest can be especially dangerous.
Here in the greater Portland area, we rarely get too much below freezing. And so when we do have ice on the roads, it's got a very thick quasi-layer. It's very, very slippery here. So Chris, your final exam is, would you feel safer driving on a hockey rink or on a city street at 32 degrees Fahrenheit? You pass.
First time I've passed a physics evaluation in one try.
Is that why Zambonis have such great traction?
And now we've solved the age-old mystery of why we can't drive on the ice here in Portland.
Yeah, that makes
No,
sense.
probably not.
Well, I mean, he's right. Most of our icy events are what? Most of them no colder than 28 degrees.
Yeah. So that quasi-liquid layer is...
Did we learn what sport wants Portland street type of ice?
Portland street type ice. Probably figure skating.
Well, they want the warmest ice.
Yeah.
So they want the slickest figure skating?
And remember, they have that toe pick on figure skating blades, and you know they got to be able to dig in and pop up, which is a little bit easier, I'm assuming, on the softer ice than the really hard ice that the hockey players prefer. We are talking about not ice so much. I mean, some icy spots on roadways, sure. But mostly we're talking about the possibilities of snow tonight with a likely snow, wet mix coming into the area. KGW Weather Impact Alert, I have the timing on this. As early as 8 o'clock tonight, increasing moisture could start to show tendencies of switching to at least a snow mix. And then overnight tonight, we expect to start getting a little bit colder, and that increases the chance, of course, of snow. So this would be the best chance of the week to get scattered dustings of snow in the valley. Problem is the temperature range as low as freezing, to as warm as about 36 degrees. And if anything, weather modeling seems to be trending on warmer temperatures, which of course would absolutely stifle the chance of getting any sticking snow tonight. So we'll see. This is from a low that's off the coast. The predominant wind flow is weak, but it is mostly from the west, which makes it that much tougher for us to get cold. Best chance for cold spots with scattered dustings at low elevations and maybe more than a couple inches up in the hills would be on the west side, I think, this time around. So we're tracking that tonight. Right now, we're still dry up and down I-5, rain showers at the coast, the first advancing bit of some light snow coming into Yamhill County at this hour. Here are the temperatures. Newport 34, Astoria 35. That matches Salem and Portland and Kelso each at 37. Dry out in the gorge this morning as well. The Dow is currently reporting 30 degrees. Here is a close look at the futurecast for just tonight. This is 8 p.m. This shows there's a low. Oh, this is cool because see the little wind barbs moving. See the circulation counterclockwise up and around. That's where the low center is. That's going to be driving all this increasing moisture. That snow over the coast range at 8 p.m. This is advancing rain into Portland. Now this is only one model, and we look at a bunch of them, and they don't always show the same thing. This is 10 o'clock tonight. This likes rain in Portland. And then after midnight, 2 a.m., now it likes snow pushing across the Metro Valley, but it's a mixed bag. Notice the vivid green. That's a vivid rain wet spot. Same thing up in parts of Clark County. If this were exactly right, that would be a little rain spot with snow showers around. And then everything starts to move out early tomorrow morning. So we'll see what we end up with. It certainly is, we like to say, one of those marginal events where doesn't seem to be a ton of available moisture, and certainly how cold we get is a question. This particular model says 27 in Corvallis. You get down to 27 in Corvallis, you're going to have some snow on the ground tomorrow morning. So we'll see. A snow, a wet mix overnight. Southwest winds 5 to 15. Notice the highs generally in the low 40s today. Here's Southwest Washington. Again, if you get down to 28 degrees on Battleground, you would have snow on the ground. So we'll see if you get that cold. Our 7-day forecast, the impact alert for the snow chances tonight into tomorrow morning. Friday's dry. We start to warm up, 47. And then weekend showers. By Sunday, a big jump in temperature all the way back up to 52. That will come with rising snow levels in the Cascades above 4,000 feet as well. Here's Chris.
Okay, Rod, back out to the Oregon coast. Lincoln County School District and the Oregon Coast Community College on a closure today because of overnight and early morning wintry weather. So know that. Also, the Sheridan School District on a 2-hour delay this morning. All right, back to the freeway drive. We've got a couple of slow spots out there, none overly slow. I mean, we could do a lot worse than this on a Wednesday morning drive, but I want to take you down to West Lynn. We had some earlier trouble there. Well, I lost that drive time, but the drive through West Lynn still running a little thick. We'll zoom in here real quick. We had an earlier crash past the West Lynn exit that cleared a while ago, in fact, about 90 minutes, but drive's still a little extra slow. Almost 30 minutes to get you in from Clackamas to Tualatin. And in the lower right-hand part of your screen, that's I-5 up near the Expo Center. That's the southbound I-5 commute. That is slow and steady as always. 20 minutes, give or take, get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Guys?
Thank you, Chris. Still to come on Sunrise, Ring drawing backlash and criticism after their Super Bowl ad promoting a new feature which uses AI to find missing dogs. Why experts say it opens the door for bigger privacy concerns. Your consumer headlines coming up in just 2 minutes.
I'm David Mulco, the evening anchor at KGW. Though when I'm not working, I like to spend as much time as possible out here in nature. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. You see, what happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to talk about it, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
This was a major blow to a criminal operation.
In an update to a KGW investigation, 5 people have been indicted on charges that they bought stolen goods from shoplifters, then sold them at a steep profit.
Our team was there when investigators first raided Card Rhino last March, and police say they recovered tens of thousands of dollars in stolen merchandise, including electronics, appliances, and collectibles. All new and still in the box. Prosecutors say that shoplifters took the stolen merchandise from big box stores. Then Card Rhino allegedly paid them a fraction of what the item was really worth. Card Rhino then sold the stolen goods online, and authorities say that there appears to be thousands of transactions going back years.
One is it does hurt the everyday consumer because it causes prices to go up. But two, it hurts the businesses to the point where we lose businesses, where they no longer want to come into our area or stay in our area.
This case highlights an ongoing issue that our investigative team has been reporting on for years: retail theft in Portland, an issue that prosecutors say affects every corner of the community. Well, New Season says it's laid off 95 employees. That's less than 5% of its current store staff. But the grocery store chain said the new union contract that increased wages significantly increased their labor costs. A New Season says it offered a month of pay and 6 weeks of health coverage to those who were laid off. The company did not specify which locations were affected by the layoffs.
Washington State Senate has passed the so-called millionaire's tax, and it's now heading to the House. The bill calls for households making more than $1 million a year in income to pay a 9.9% levy. Backers say it would generate about $3 billion a year, reducing taxes for small businesses and expanding the state's working families tax credit. But opponents say an income tax requires a constitutional amendment for voters to decide on.
And as AI becomes more integrated into our lives, privacy concerns are growing.
It's a topic that's getting a lot of attention following a Super Bowl ad about using AI to help find lost dogs. Michael Yoshida explains.
It's a Super Bowl ad that had some throwing a flag.
I saw it live, and it was one of those, uh-oh moments.
Ring, the Amazon-owned video door company, promoting its search party feature.
One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs.
It should be heartwarming, but a lot of people are reading something very sinister into it.
Ring hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing, but the ad did spark conversations around unwanted surveillance, AI going through and analyzing videos, and how the technology could potentially be used.
There's absolutely...
Why is a Ring competitor even putting out this satire video, highlighting privacy worries and public distrust?
We could find literally anyone, but we only use this technology to find lost dogs.
A lot of this is people speculating about how the technology could be used in the future by a bad actor, rather than necessarily bad behavior that's happening right now.
Ring's founder says the company prioritizes customer privacy, and the application's use is limited.
Right now, the search party feature is literally just built for dogs. So it's built to look for dogs, to tell you if the dog is in front of your house, and then you have the decision to, contact the owner or not.
But experts say concerns over what comes next shouldn't be dismissed.
These technologies are getting so advanced and so sophisticated, we can't just ignore the implications and the risk.
These same things that are treated as privacy risks for some people are actually kind of a feature.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Coming up at 8, KGW Sunrise continues live on KGW Plus with smelt harvesting.
Yeah, where on the Cowlitz River you can find Uchelon smelt for harvest.